I swear, back-to-back licensed games 2 days in a row wasn't something I initially planned, but after reviewing the order of the list a bit, I decided to get this one over and done with now, rather than let it loom over me like a shadow of impending doom. So, Iron Man 2. I really didn't want to talk about this one, but here we are. The things I do for your entertainment. As a Marvel fan, I can appreciate all the little nods to various Iron Man media, thanks to the characters from his Rose Gallery that didn't make it into the MCU, such as Titanium Man, Crimson, Dynamo, and AIM, with the final boss being Ultimo of all people, and of course all the various suits you could equip, such as the various Iron Man suits of the movies, the classic silver armor of the comics, and even the Ultimate Marvel and Extremis armors, which don't look half bad in 3D. But aside from that, oh, it's a mess. Well, I suppose the armors and villains were the only things carried over from the comics, as this game controls like Iron Man is drunk off his ass. Aerial combat and flying around at high speeds, which, you know, should be the main selling point of an Iron Man game, are notoriously difficult to control. It's weird to describe, but you're both simultaneously too floaty and too stiff when moving through the air, as turning whilst flying or even aiming fluctuates between being stiffer than a fossilized corpse and being more slippery than soap covered in butter and motor oil. Not to mention how keeping yourself moving in a straight line is a lot harder than it needs to be thanks to these issues, and half the time it seems Iron Man is doing his own thing. Sure, I guess there's always the option to keep yourself grounded or just use the hover mode, and there's always the option to just beat enemies to death with your metal fists, but none of those are much better. Ground movement is way too slow to be a viable option to move through the levels. Hover mode does give you the height advantage, but you're also a sitting duck whilst using it, as while it is maneuverable, it's again pretty slow compared to full speed flight. And the melee combat is something you're better off ignoring anyway. Like the ground movement, it's slow and stiff to use, and you have an incredibly limited number of options to work with. Honestly, if you want a good Iron Man game, you're better off checking out that Iron Man VR game, or just waiting for Square Enix's Avengers game to come out. Surely can't be worse than this.